Welcome to Architecture Business Club, the show that helps you build a better business in architecture so you can enjoy more freedom, flexibility and fulfilment. I'm your host, John Clayton, and if you're joining us for the first time, don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so you never miss another episode. In this episode, I'm talking about what to do when life throws you a curveball, like when things perhaps don't go to plan or when you happen to be having a tough time in business or life. I'll share a few quick tips that you can try out and hopefully help you to muddle through. So why am I talking about this today? I've had some recent personal challenges over the past few months and in particular over the past few weeks. This has included family illness and more recently bereavement. I'm not looking for sympathy, and I know that everybody has got their own cross to bear and you might be having a hard time too. So what I thought I'd do is I'd share what's helped me when life has thrown me a curveball and things have felt tough. So here's a few thoughts for things you can try to muddle on through. The first idea was to pause or drop the non-essentials. So if you are juggling any stuff in your business or in your life that isn't essential, drop it, or at the very least, pause it. I heard business coach Mike Cole, who spoke back on episode 16 about embracing your neurodivergent quirks. I heard Mike speak recently about this, and he likens this to uncoupling carriages from your train so you are not carrying any unnecessary load. Now, I think this is a really smart idea and you can always pick them up again later. For me, this meant hitting pause on the weekly online sessions that I'd been hosting with the Architecture Business Club community. It was a really tough decision for me to make, but it felt like the right thing to do. And they can always be brought back when the time feels right. Remember, as a business owner, you get to choose what you say yes or no to. So choose wisely. Now, I appreciate it's probably not going to be possible for you to pause or drop absolutely everything. There are going to be essential tasks that remain. So if you find yourself sat at your desk, struggling to know what thing to work on, and maybe you're having a day when things feel tough, I'd recommend just picking something. If the work you've got left still feels too hard to do, just pick a low energy task, something that's easy, requires a low amount of your energy or your bandwidth. I spent a whole day recently updating our podcast cover art and cleaning out my inbox. These were not high priority or absolutely essential tasks to do, but I did them because those were the tasks that I had the energy to work on that day. They did need doing anyway. It made me feel good because I got to tick some things off my to-do list. And if you try to work on something that maybe even on a normal day feels hard or requires intense concentration from you, you just won't get much done or make much progress. And it's probably going to make you feel worse. So be okay with parking those tasks for now and pick some tasks to work on that you can make some progress with. Another thing that I think is a great thing to do is to spend some time with lifter uppers. And this is a term that I am stealing from Penny Pickering, the co-founder of the fabulous co-work crew events in the UK. So these are monthly co-working days where you get to hang out with lovely people, do a bit of work and do a bit of networking and eat some cake. Penny has started calling the attendees lifter uppers because that is exactly what they do. Everybody that attends these events are really supportive people that are always willing to help out others and give them that little lift when you need it. I attended one of their events recently in Cambridge. I didn't do much work, but the friendly conversation was exactly what I needed that day. And I got to try 3 different types of delicious cake, which, I mean, who doesn't like cake? It's always a good day with cake. So, do you know any lifter-uppers? Who could you spend a little more time with to brighten up your day if you're going through a difficult time? And I would suggest checking out episode 37 on building connections and the importance of networking. So that may be something that you find useful if maybe you haven't been to any events like that for a little while. Look for the good stuff. It is there somewhere. If you run your own business, there will always be a season or two when things feel incredibly tough. But despite how hard it feels, there is usually still something good going on somewhere, either in your life or in your business. So seek out that good stuff. Ask yourself, what are you feeling grateful for today? If this all sounds a bit woo-woo, just bear with me. This stuff really does help, especially if you write it down. If you think that's worth a try, check out episode 95, where I talk about how bullet journaling has helped me, in particular in helping me declutter my busy brain. Celebrate the wins, however small. Now, you've probably heard this before, but as a business owner, particularly if you're a solopreneur, this is so important, because if you don't celebrate your wins, no one else is going to celebrate them. And when you're firefighting client projects or getting frustrated that you haven't made much progress, as perhaps you would have hoped with your practice website, adding that case study, updating your blog, posting on LinkedIn, at least celebrate the progress that you did make. It all counts, even if you didn't progress as far as you hoped. This week, this podcast hit a downloads milestone, which I'm really proud of, so I am celebrating it. Next week, we are due to release our 100th episode. How crazy is that? So these might be small things to some people, but for me, it's a big deal, so I'm absolutely going to try and celebrate that. But sometimes, despite trying all these things, you may just need to take some time off. So if you need to take some time off, if you need a break, just take some time off. In the grand scheme of things, taking a day or even a week off work will not really make much difference at all in the long term. So stick on your email out of office. Let the clients know that you had to take some time off. You can be vague about that if you wish, or maybe just say taking time off for personal reasons. I'll leave that entirely up to you. And most good people will completely understand. As long as you're clear and you communicate when you're likely to be back, most people will be absolutely fine with that. And I think probably the most important thing is just to say, be kind to yourself. Look after yourself. You need to put on your own oxygen mask. Before you start trying to save other people, you will be no good to anybody if you burn out and collapse in a heap. So let's try and avoid that at all costs. So what is it that makes you feel good? Could you do a bit more of that over the coming weeks? And what is it that's leaving you feeling drained? Could you do a bit less of that over the next week or two? How could you rebalance your week so that you can muddle through this next season? And remember, just like seasons of the year, seasons in life don't last forever, even the tough ones. Before you know it, things are going to start looking brighter again. So until then, take care, my friend. Next time, it's our 100th episode, so I've put together something special with a little help from some friends of the show. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Architecture Business Club. If you liked this episode, think other people might enjoy it, or just want to show your support for the show, then please leave a 5-star review or rating wherever you listen to podcasts. It would mean so much to me, and it makes it easier for new listeners to discover the show. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And if you'd like to connect with me online, you can do that on most social media platforms. Just search for @Mr. John Clayton. The best place to connect with me online is LinkedIn, and you can find a link to my profile in the show notes. Remember, running your architecture business doesn't have to be hard, and you don't need to do it alone. This is Architecture Business Club,